Alright, hi guys, and welcome back for Game 2 of IEM Kiev Semifinals between SK and M5. And in this game, if you haven't watched the last game, I cast that one as well. Go check it out on my channel, it should be right before this one. And if you're looking to watch the finals, as well as if there's a third game in this set, then I will be posting those over the next few days. That is, I'm casting every game in this semi-final set and in the final set between whoever wins this match and TSM, and I'm going to be releasing those daily over the next week. I'm going to spoil who won game 1 of this set in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it was M5 with a wacky and crazy strategy, which used, oh, there it is, Shyvana in the jungle, with like mad counter-jungling. And we are seeing a Sona ban from M5, that's because SK has first pick, and Sona seems to be the most important hero to get at Kiev, that's because she's just the best support in the game. The second most important support is a Soraka, which we're seeing SK pick. And then often we'll see Taric as third of the third string support. Nunu has been banned an awful lot because Nunu supporting an AD carry is really good. So we saw SK, because they had first pick, snap that Morgana. When Morgana's not banned, she's going to be picked. She's just like the best hero in the game right now. Kiev was played on the Victor patch, not the Sejuani patch. So Tryndamere and Ahri haven't yet been nerfed, but we aren't seeing bans or picks on those heroes at the moment. I don't know if they're as popular in Europe as they are in North America. Oh, I like that Renekton pick. Anyways, and of course, with Morgana picked, we're immediately seeing a Ryze counter pick. Ryze is going to lane mid. We've got Sivir, because everyone has figured out that Sivir Soraka is really, really good. By this time, Sivir's just so good right now. She's so strong. Sivir Taric is insane, the amount of killing power that lane has. And then we're seeing a Taric Misfortune pick, as well as Shyvana in the jungle, and that Gangplank that they used to such good effect last game. Actually, I would have liked to see that AD Kennen pick again. I thought that was sick, because it gave them three solos. As it is, Misfortune will not be able to solo as easily, and so Taric probably won't be able to roam as effectively. But we'll see. Maybe they're just going for beating that Sivir Soraka lane really hard. Shyvana is going to be doing a bunch of counter-jungling again. I'm really excited to see Shyvana again, because I think that hero is awful, and I'm looking forward to M5 proving me wrong for the second game in a row, hopefully, because that would be kind of sick. So we have on SK, we have Nyph on Soraka yet again. We have Candy Panda, or Boss Panda, on Sivir again. We have SleazyWeazy on Udyr. We have Kevin on a Renekton, which is kind of sweet. I haven't seen a Renekton in a long time, and I think he's better than most people give him credit for. And we have ocelote on Morgana, which he's known for as one of his strongest champions. We have Alexlch or LCH on Ryze to counterpick that Morgana. We have Gosu Pepper on Taric. We have Genja on Misfortune. We have Diamondez on Shyvana yet again, and we have Darian on Gangplank again. We're seeing, as I predicted last game, SK is running CV this time, so hopefully that will give them a better way to combat the aggressive counter jungling that we're getting from M5. We don't really need to look at the commentators. I am, of course, using the stream. I'm just casting over the stream from the official footage of this tournament. We don't have replays yet. Think of this like watching Korean StarCraft, where we're watching from like a Korean broadcast television. If any of you have done that. I want to actually get... Okay, here we go. The game is just about to start. And here we go, the team's moving out. We have SK roaming as a pack. We have M5 sort of more spread out. They're trying to maybe get some wards down in important spots. One of the things that distinguishes League of Legends from, for example, Dota, is that the person who buys the wards has to carry them, so you can't have your support buy a ward for their top lane, for example, unless the support's going to go top and place it. Looks like they're all roaming up to the double golems. We actually see a map ping there. I don't know which side that was from. I assume SK, because they're doing the walk this way set of pings. They're going to try to catch Shyvana out by the wraiths, and it looks like they will, but Shyvana is pretty good at escaping. That's one of the things that hero does well. Oh, she almost gets caught, but a sick juke on that binding gets her out. Renekton and Morgana are both incredibly powerful level 1 invade champions. Renekton's double hit plus stun and Morgana's binding obviously are great for level 1 team fights. Looks like M5 are just going to be taking SK's race. They might even catch the Sivir, but she's running the safe way around. Good call by Sivir. SK really likes those really likes that Sivir Soraka lane, and M5 seems to be like, you know what, we'll just give it to them. It's a very strong lane, but we can handle. And it looks like they are just going to take all of SK's jungle. That Soraka went dangerously close there. If they had if Taric had been a little further forward, they'd have gotten a kill on the Soraka. I don't know about Gangplank just basing there. He does get seen by that CV, but we'll see. Meanwhile, Kevin is free farming top, while Nyph clears those the little lizards. Kevin has missed a lot of CS. He's at 3, unless this thing is it's not slow to update. So he's actually just missed a bunch of CS free farm. Gangplank bases, spends the gold from the red, and then teleports top. Looks like he just got a ward, maybe a couple more pots. I can't see the number accurately. You see that both supports have bought vision wards. That's becoming more and more common, to just ward, counter ward at like that spot there and in the lane brushes. That drives me nuts when I play when the other team has counter wards for my bottom lane, because man do I like having vision on the lane brushes, not to mention safety from ganks. That red buff is going to enable Gangplank to just crush top lane. He's doing that already, 12 CS to 6 CS. Ryze is obviously one of the more common counter picks to Morgana, one of the few champions that can do well, although Morgana's just pushing him at the moment. We'll see how that lane shapes up later. Taric MF have to play very aggressively. Sivir's out of mana already. That's kind of crazy with a Soraka in the lane, although I guess they haven't had... Soraka has not had time to level. But we see MF and Gangplank are both at very high CS compared to their lane opponents. Although Sivir has a big wave at turret, but it looks like she missed most of those. She's still at 15. Nice boomerang there, though, harassing the MF. Gangplank has already forced Renekton back to his turret. That lane is just, like, pretty much over. Getting your top solo red buff is a really interesting strategy, especially your opponent's red buff. Where's Shyvana at? Okay, she just based. Bought herself some boots. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what you can do against a team that just gets the top solo your red buff, other than not let them do that. That's really hard for Renekton to handle. I mean, Renekton should be set up okay to do. Like, I think Renekton loses to Gangplank top solo. But I think Renekton shouldn't be, 15 CS to 30. Fight going down there. Good boomerang from Sivir actually makes that exchange not even worth it for the team that initiated. And like MF is one of the strongest low-level fighters in the game. Like, just if an MF right clicks on you and someone else right clicks, on MF. MF will win that most of the time. But because Sivir landed the sick double hit, and again, another sick double hit, Sivir can just sometimes just win fights like that. Looks like Ryze has pushed Morgana out, either that or she went to shop. Staying dead even on CS with Morgana, that's pretty good. Shyvana... no, sorry, Shyvana's on M5. I was like, Shyvana's between the two turrets, what's going on? But M5 is on purple. See ward coverage down this whole river. Both teams have wards in various spots. Kind of cool. Looks like SK won the counter warding battle and has gank protection vision, which is letting them push up against M5. Of course, they haven't shopped yet, so when MF gets back, they should be able. They'll be able to push back and make that lane harder. Gangplank got first blood on Renekton top, and we missed it. We didn't see I guess the casters missed that, or I was watching it and was totally blind. Also possible. It's very hard when you don't control the camera. Like even when they focus things right on it, sometimes you don't focus. A good auto attack reset there from Renekton gets him both of those last hits. He misses that one though. Now that Gangplank's back, this lane's over. They're gonna need gank, but it's gonna be hard because M5 has the whole river warded. But Renekton can't handle that Gangplank anymore. He's caught up a little bit on CS, and he does have dodge boots, but Gangplank has almost a full Wriggles. And we do see more counter warding counter jungling from M5. Obviously, since Renekton's so weak compared to Gangplank, they can do this. Good smite from Shyvana gets them that kill, and Renekton does have his ult, but doesn't have enough to live through Shyvana's flame breath, and she knocks him down. 2 deaths for Renekton, gonna be really difficult. Getting that assist on Ryze and Gangplank. Gangplank is just gonna be a nightmare to deal with. If Gangplank gets a fast Wriggles into a fast Atmas, the game just becomes nigh impossible because he has so much map presence with his ult and his teleport. And if he gets that strong, it's ridiculous. I like the way MF broke the spell shield there, like Sivir spell shielded, and MF immediately queued to break it so that Taric could get that stun. Really good play. Good coordination from the M5 crew. Another good stun because the spell shield's still on cooldown. Unfortunately, MF didn't have quite enough health. I think they were hoping that the stun would hit her closer to the creeps. Oh, that's really tough, yeah. MF getting pushed back. As I was saying, I think they were hoping that the stun would hit Sivir closer to the creep, so MF could get a double up on her, which would have allowed them to maybe flash in for the kill or something. We're seeing a lot more the AD carry get heal. Heal on an AD carry because the support needs CV, so like both ADs have heal. Heal is a sick skill right now. It does so much healing. And it fulfills a lot of the same function that Exhaust used to before Exhaust was nerfed. Obviously, Exhaust was for just surviving if someone jumped on you, right? If like a Nocturne ults you, then you can just exhaust him and then just keep doing your thing in a team fight. And obviously, it gives you a bunch of lane control, bottom lane, if you have your Exhaust up and they don't. With Exhaust worse now and Heal better, though, we're seeing Heal fulfill that same function. So I like getting Heal on the AD carries. I also like, I personally tend to run Ignite on a lot of AD carries because I like really aggressive lanes. M5 is going to get this dragon. They've got, there's a pink ward down, but they're not killing the ward. That's interesting. Is the pink ward for SK? No, the pink ward's for M5, but they didn't bother to kill the... maybe that green ward was also M5. I'm a little confused by that. It's hard to see the colors, but it looked to me like they pink warded and then just ignored that ward, which did then time out, but you still want the 25 gold. Maybe they felt that they couldn't spend even that much time to knock down the ward, but I'm sure they could have. Shyvana is stronger than Udyr 1v1 right now, which is saying something, because Udyr is one of the strongest, like, just stand-up fighting champions in the game. That's the thing about Shyvana, is that you can't really pick a stand-and-fight champion against her, because she'll win those fights, but any champion with CC or just that doesn't really want to engage in a stand-up fight, I feel like is better than Shyvana, because she has so much... she has no way to actually force fights. That was pretty cool by Ryze, just walking in there, because they have vision on that Wraith camp and snagging the big Wraith. With him having blue and Morgana not having blue, because M5 stole SK's blue, that's going to be really hard to deal with. Still not many deaths, even though there's been a lot of fighting. Counter jungling much less aggressively this game. That's because Soraka took CV this time. They're not able to be quite as baller as they were last game, just running in. I'm not sure that good spell shield by Sivir, again, just blocking those stuns. I don't think they should be fighting that. I think MF, yeah, I think they come out ahead there. Although trading damage is still good for the lane with the Soraka in it. On the whole, we're seeing pretty dead even in CFs. Even though MF has better items, like has more items, Sivir is slightly ahead in CS. The Gangplank is obviously crushing Renekton. Renekton has... they both have dodge boots, but Gangplank is about to have a Phage also. And has completed his wriggles instead of just having Cloth Armor Vamp Scepter. Once again, M5 pushing into the other team's jungle. Gangplank is so strong. They do get that blue buff, and... that was weird. Renekton ran down that way, and Udyr stayed in, and they were able to pick him off. That seemed like a really bad play from SK. I don't know what they're doing. They're just sort of letting M5 wander through their jungle. You'd think that, especially after last game where they saw this, they'd pick heroes that can handle this better. Like, I don't think Udyr was a great pick, because Udyr's obviously good at resisting counter jungling, but he really wants to stay in a fight. That was a weird... oh, nice flash binding. Okay, that'll take the MF out. And they even get that kill on the Sivir. I was like, that was a weird flash silence, but then that was a really good flash binding. Of course, if MF had dodged that, then Sivir could have landed a boomerang, because the idea is she'd have to juke down like that, and the boomerang would come up and just hit her twice. So there was no... that was a really safe flash binding, because there was no... as safe as something like that can be. There was no way they could manage that. Gangplank feeling so safe, he's cutting off creep waves. If you can do this, it's amazing. It gets free damage on the turret. It forces the other solo to tank creep waves. If they can't tank creep waves as easily as you can, then you come out ahead. It guarantees that you don't miss any CS. Sometimes it baits an Udyr in who can't conceivably fight you. He has enough for, yeah. And Shyvana was able to get a bunch of damage, but the binding through the wall was missed, which is too bad, because they would have taken out the Shyvana. If she shot that a little further. It's hard to hit a Shyvana because she moves so fast. Shyvana has Wriggles, and looks like gonna go Merc Treads next. Ryze has completed his Banshee Veil and Tier, so he's getting pretty strong. Gangplank hasn't shopped in a while, but I bet he has like 2k gold saved up. Renekton still hasn't finished his Wriggles. Sivir has a BF sword, so she's doing well. They did take out bottom tower, so that's good. But M5 is up a dragon and 2 kills and a bunch of CS across the board. So once again, it looks like they're just going to grind out SK. I really like how efficient they are with their jungle, because the new jungle allows your team to just get so many more creeps because they respawn so much faster. One jungler gets about the same amount of gold, but if your whole team is doing the jungle, as long as you aren't missing lane creeps to do it, then the whole team just gets so much more gold. I think that's the real innovation that M5 have gotten here. Forcing Sivir's heal there, I actually don't think they needed that. Or was that a wish? No, that was a... Yeah, that was a heal. I actually don't think Sivir needed that heal. I think she would have lived through Ryze's overload there. But better safe, I guess. Sometimes hard to judge that damage on the fly. Gangplank got enough phage. I guess he's probably saving for a Giant's Belt. And then I'd guess he goes Atmas. But maybe he's going Frozen Mallet, who knows. Beautiful Gangplank ult. And a gorgeous team fight. Really nice binding, though, to save them. So they aren't able to take anything from there. But just the amount of damage that Ryze pumped out there in that AoE with the Gangplank ult and the Shyvana burn. Nice that they have vision over that wall. Ryze gets a bunch of free damage on Morgana. Gangplank was walking. He didn't teleport in. His teleport is up. So I like that decision because Renekton couldn't have pushed to the tower that fast. And Gangplank could have walked there. But this way he saves his teleport. And doesn't lose anything for it. Always walk places instead of teleporting places if you don't need to get there right away. Sivir now down slightly in CS on the MF, although she does have a kill. MF went Zeal first. I don't know about that. I don't know about Phantom Dancer first, or maybe just Zeal first is good, but I don't know about Phantom Dancer first on an AD carry. Especially because Zeal doesn't help your ult. It does help trigger your passive damage stacking more often. But I'd rather just get attack speed boots and then build a BF sword. I think MF is going to be a lot weaker than Sivir 1v1 right now. I just don't like Zeal first because attack speed scales off of damage, crit scales off of damage. I feel like a flat damage item doesn't need the attack speed or crit to be good, but the attack speed and crit items do need damage items to be good. There's a few champions where that's not exactly true, and I thought that, like on Cannon it worked really well, the Phantom Dancer first, last game. On the other hand, after Wriggles, you already do have a fair amount of damage, especially with 3 Doran Blades, so maybe the Zeal just makes a lot of sense after a 3 Doran Blade Wriggles build. I really like that she didn't double up there because she saw Sivir's spell shield, or she guessed that Sivir was going to spell shield. Looks like they're going to exchange towers here. Nah, they back up. We can see that once again Ryze and Shyvana are just bossing it up in SK's jungle. Ryze taking SK's Wraiths over and over again. Really good for Ryze, helps him maintain a CS advantage over the Morgana. A very slight one, but a very helpful one. SK finally got themselves a buff. Morgana has a blue buff. That may be the first buff they've had in this entire series. That's a little bit of an exaggeration, but basically M5 has just had perfect rune control. And that's what's really winning them these games. Getting Gangplank that red top and stuff like that. Gangplank is indeed getting a Giant's Belt, and then he's going to get an Atmas, and then he's going to finish the Giant's Belt off into a Warmogs. I really like this build because the Phage gives you enough Phage plus Wriggles gives you enough damage, and then this gives you survivability, and then this gives you even more damage. And I think it's kind of counterintuitive because you build items in an odd order, but it works. I'm gonna have to start doing that on my own top solos. Sivir has completed her Bloodthirster, plus attack speed, double Doran Blade. Not bad at, not great at 20 minutes, but not bad. Usually if you're getting if you're getting an Infinity Edge, then it should look like that at 20 minutes. If you're getting a Bloodthirster, it should probably look like that at more like 17. But I guess she probably has a fair amount of gold stockpiled as well. That's 141 CS and a kill. Of course, they've had both dragons have gone to M5, which is why they're up 6k gold. Ryze just finished Sork Shoes, but I assume he has a bunch of gold soon for his eventual Frozen Heart. Renekton decided not to get Wriggles and just went for a Phage. I think I like that, although I think they want a Wriggles. I think they want a lot of Wriggles, actually, because they need to keep up wards, and with Shyvana having this Oracles, you don't want to be spending too much on the wards, so getting a Wriggles makes a lot of sense. I don't know about that Spell Shield. I guess she thought it was going to be a snare instead of an overload. But I think she probably should have just taken the overload. If a fight had started there, she'd have really wanted the Spell Shield for a more important spell. And she has a Bloodthirster and a Soraka, so taking some damage isn't that important. Meanwhile, because they have so much ward coverage in the enemy jungle, MF feels totally safe free farming outside SK's second turret. And just in that time that Sivir had to be mid, MF spiked up to 30 CS ahead. Gangplank was still top, of course, and he's now 65 CS ahead, and they're going to be able to kill Renekton again. Renekton doing his best to survive. That was an oddly placed ult. He should have placed it more out here so Renekton couldn't walk out of it. But sometimes you just click directly on the other hero just to make sure that something's on them. You don't think too hard about where it should be exactly. On the other hand, it's not unreasonable to expect the pros to do really good things. Really nice kill from that Ryze, getting himself that red buff as well. Just with that Flash Ignite Overload combo. And because they got that kill and because they have so much vision, MF is just going to be able to push this tower, and this looks like it's going to be another convincing win for M5. I did not know who won the game when I started it, but M5, just with their impeccable jungle control and map control with that early Oracles on Shyvana. Shyvana is a very survivable hero, so that may be their goal there, is to get the Oracles on a hero that just never dies unless they do something incredibly dumb. Because obviously in a more traditional lineup, you'll see the Oracles on a support. This is going to be real bad for SK. No, okay. M5 doesn't go for it. Okay, Gangplank's ult was on cooldown. I was expecting a Gangplank ult in this little area there, followed up by Ryze AoE. But with Gangplank's ult on cooldown, looks like Morgana's going to get a good ult. But it's not going to matter because they just have so much AoE damage, and they can't fight in that little corner. That was a weird flash from Shyvana. It's not like she can stop the Soraka from running. I don't know why she would flash after someone. Why you would flash after someone at half health on a Shyvana? Because you can't catch people. You can't kill people if they don't want to die. On the other hand, spreading all that fire around in that tiny little area it was like a Rumble ultimate that hit everybody. SK just took so much burn damage plus the AoE from M5. And that gets them a Baron, and they're going to be able to push down several turrets here. They'll get at least 2 mid, would be my guess. And then I think Dragon will be up soon, and they'll back up and take that. That would be my call if I was M5's captain. Okay, so they spread out to free farm, maybe take top turret. It's not down yet, I don't think. So Gangplank should be able to get that. And once again, their goal just seems to be to make sure that at no time are their jungle creeps alive in their jungle. And it's so efficient. I mean, look at the gold advantage. I really like that philosophy that you should maximize every available piece of golden experience for your team. They're also getting a significant level advantage off of that. Kills are 9-1 in M5's favor. A bunch of major items just got completed. We've got the Amazon Gangplank. We've got the Infinity Edge purchased straight up on MF. She just went from no Infinity Edge to Infinity Edge. So as I predicted, she didn't finish the Phantom Dancer. She just got the Zeal, which I think is better. Ryze got a Glacial Shroud and a Shirelia's. I really like that Shirelia's purchase. If Taric didn't have the gold for it yet, getting a Shirelia's at this point in the game is so critical. It was kind of a weird escape path from Gangplank. I think he could have run sideways, but I guess they're just getting a bunch of kills mid, so he's just running to the fight. And they're going to be able to take this turret. Because while Gangplank was running out down towards the turret, it was a 4v3 over here, so they were able to pick off the Soraka, or the Sivir. And without Sivir to wave clear, it's going to be very difficult to stop this push. Yeah, and there's the Shirelia's initiation. As I said, Shirelia's is really important. MF just clicks on the turret, which I really like. It's like you can always kill the turret. The turret can't run away. The turret can't use summon or heal. So in a fight, it's often more important to get down the turret than to get down the other heroes. It just makes your team take less damage. So I really like the way MF clicked on the turret. I'm not sure I like the way MF is just tanking the turret, but I guess the game's over and it doesn't matter. Still, things like that are diving double turrets is a way to throw away totally won games. Like if they got aced and SK just pushed mid inhibitor, I don't think they could fast enough. But then suddenly they'd have a game on their hands. As it is, they made it, and there's the surrender. And so that was, I don't really care to see Freak talking about this. So that was Game 2 of the IEM Kiev Semifinals between SK and M5, a convincing win from M5 with an innovative strategy and some weird picks. I really like that Misfortune pick. I like the AoE that it gives them. This is a deceptively AoE-heavy team. It doesn't have any of the sort of traditional huge AoE champions like a Mumu or Galio or whatever. But it's got Misfortune and Taric and Ryze and Shyvana and Gangplank. Like everyone on the team has a big AoE skill. Some of them have two, which is really cool. I really like teams that have lots of single target damage and sort of each of them has an AoE skill, because it gives you a team fight advantage as well as the ability to compete in sort of smaller scale fights. Renekton just got crushed by Gangplank because of that early red. Also, I think Gangplank is just a really good pick against the Renekton. They picked Gangplank after they saw Renekton. Morgana got dominated by Ryze because Ryze had that early blue. The story of this game, the story of this set is the incredible rune control that M5 had. So it looks like M5 is going to be going on to face Team Solo Mid in the finals. I won't be. The reason I'm spoiling that is that I won't be casting the TSM matches to get them there, because I wasn't able to find good replays of them, basically, and also because this match was billed as such an important match to watch, and I really like the strategy that M5 did here. I think that League of Legends needs to be much more flexible in where people are. The sort of very, very standard, very traditional top solo, mid solo, duo bot jungler dynamic is good, it's strong, but it doesn't give you much room for flexibility. And I hope that this set allows League of Legends to sort of grow as a game and introduce more innovative and interactive strategies. If both teams are trying to do what M5 did here, you're going to see a lot more early fighting. So, that was the game. Really sick play by M5. I'm a little more convinced about Shyvana now. I'm still not... I'm going to be honest with you, I still think she's a bad champion. But I think that for what M5 wanted to do, I think she was really fun and a good pick. But I think it was really the Gangplank. Getting Gangplank on both teams and getting just so much rune control with that early counter jungling was really the critical component to the strategy, not the Shyvana pick. And I like the MF pick. I like the Ryze counter pick. I feel like other than I don't like Udyr against Shyvana, so I just feel like M5 had better picks and a better strategy and just outplayed SK this game. And they deserve to go on to the finals, where we will be casting them tomorrow. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to comment, rate, or subscribe to my channel, and subscribe to my channel even. Cheers, and GG.